All right, retirement 2024. I retired May 2024. What'd I do? This is a review of life year 2024. Before I retired, 2 years before I retired, I started maximizing my retirement account, my 401k. At the time, I think I could put in like $30,000 a year. So I was maximizing that. And the last 6 months, I started putting it in the Roth, which is you pay the taxes up front, so it's tax-free after. I've got about $50,000 in a Roth account, which is tax-free, and it's in like an S&P 500 index fund. So any money it makes is tax-free. Most of my account, 85% is safe. Getting maybe 3%. I started playing with treasury bills. Maybe I can get 4 or 5% off that, playing with that little bit of money. I've got a few other accounts. Again, I've always considered myself a top 40%er because I've always been a saver, never been anything special. Put 20 years in the military, which is the greatest option in the world. So I've been getting a pension since age 37. And then I worked for a Fortune 100 company for 2 years after I retired from the military. And then I went back into the government working for Veterans Affairs for another 22 years. And retired at 62. I could have retired at 59 and a half and accessed the 401k. I've had friends that did that. But with the government, if you work until 62, you get a 10% bonus. So I waited till age 62. Plus that added another $100,000 into the 401k, $30,000 a year, plus everything you made off the stock market. So for me, age 62 was the best year. I started exercising more as I got closer to retirement because, when I retired from the military, my theory was, they didn't pay me a whole hell of a lot. I'm going to live long enough to get my money back through retirement. So I've been getting a military retirement since age 37, and I'm 62 now. Military retirement's about $2,200 a month. When I started, it was closer to like $1,700. So it gets cost of living allowances. The retirement from my other government job, $1,775. After 22 years making 3 times more than I was ever making in the military. But I got a 401k, and I think it's up to $600,000 now. Because I retired in May, haven't touched it. And I think that's when you become a millionaire after you retire. And if you don't touch your 401k, the money just keeps adding up. You're not putting any more into it, but the more you have, the more it increases. So that's life in retirement. Now, if you watch my other videos, watch my playlists on retirement, I used to be a runner and then a hiker. Now I go to Planet Fitness. I get up at typically 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, get my cup of coffee, watch the news. Then I go to Planet Fitness, the gym, for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then go home. Right now I'm remodeling the bathroom, master bath. It's been a project for a long time. I repainted the garage. I went hiking for a month in Colorado. Just got in a car and drove 2,000 miles and came back. Because you've got all the time in the world. I don't miss the job at all, but I've got enough money to enjoy life. With 2 pensions, took Social Security at 62, I think that's $2,100. Plus, I've got retirement 401ks. I've got one from when I worked for the Fortune 100 company, Bell South. I may have maybe $60,000 in it, haven't touched it. And my other government one, $600,000, haven't touched it. Plus, the spouse has her own money, so it doesn't really drain mine as much. Now, these people that are retiring in their 50s with $500,000, that's fine. If you think about it, if you're going to live a nice conservative life, but realize if you want a new laptop, $1,500. Air conditioner goes out, $10,000. New car, $30,000. All this stuff, these people that retire too early, they're not taking in expenses, and they keep thinking in a positive, upbeat manner that, oh, I'm going to get 8% a year on all my investments. I'm going to invest in dividend stocks and this and that. That's fine. I'm not that optimistic. I play it safe. And it's worked out for me. So watch my other videos. Thumbs up, subscribe. I don't want a long video. But 2024 has been a great year. 2025 will even be better. The high points was I bought a new vehicle before I retired in 2023. And then I bought a 2001 Mercedes, a toy to play with to keep me busy. And then sold that. And then I bought another 2023 little convertible Miata to play with, just to stay busy. Because the big concerns in retirement, of course, money, health, all your time. You got to stay busy. If you're going to veg out and watch TV all day, you're going to get fat and lose your health. And money's going to be worthless. And time with the spouse, that's the big one. I mean, two different people, two different philosophies in life. You got to communicate openly, probably before you retire, what your plans. Every time I asked her constantly was, what do you want to do in retirement? And it was, I want to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it, which is completely and totally meaningless. I wanted to travel. I've got other ambitions, maybe buy another property, maybe get a lake house, exercise, walk the beach. There's a whole lot. I'm not an RV. I know a lot of people that went RVing and they lost. RVing is high stress. You get this big old Winnebago and then tag a car behind it. Now you're a semi-tractor trailer driver. And I've known people that, the bridge, and luckily they're smart enough to realize the bridge is too low. So now they got to disconnect the car that's backed up to it. They got to turn this Winnebago around, put the car back on, and you're talking hours. Okay? Luckily they didn't go under the overpass and wipe out the top of the air conditioning and mess it all up. So RVing, for the right people, it's great. For a lot of amateurs, it's just high stress. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time. If you're into it, great. But everyone I've known, they go through the process. First, they buy the truck. Then they buy the camper. Then they get a bigger camper. Then they need a bigger truck. Then they need a bigger camper and a nicer camper. They need a bigger truck. Then they need a self camper with its own engine. And then they got to tow something behind it. And it's just a progress of, wasting tens of thousands of dollars. Which, if you're into it, more power to you. But I don't want to make a extremely long video. You got to stay healthy. You got to watch your money. You got to have fun in your 60s. You're only going to live to be maybe 80. And, 20-30% of the people watching this video aren't even going to make it to 80. Just realistic, folks. Maybe 1-2% will make it to their 90s. But think about it. Travel in your 50s. Spend your money in your 60s. Slow down and nap in your 70s. 80s, it's going to be a long nap. A lot of naps. Thumbs up, subscribe, share the information. Enjoy life, folks. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. A lot of 70-year-olds don't like my videos because I talk about them, and those 5-10%ers that are doing well or not doing well don't like to be told what to do by the 60-year-olds.